3, 2, 1, action!
Wait, what's this?
So Haley, come have a seat. We're your friends and family and we mean no harm.
And la señora who sells empanadas off Broadway, why is she here?
Mija, we're here because we love and care for you. Tu vida está fuera de control. You're on a dangerous path.
You bring me to Olive Garden for this? How dare you ruin the garden for me? I'm out of here.
Boy, just grab a breadstick and hear us out. Please.
You know you want my buttery, scrumptious body.
Okay, you have 2 minutes. Go.
It's about your boyfriend, Automatong 62647. It's just that, Nana, we think he might be a gaslighting robot sent to manipulate you from a faraway planet with aspirations of taking over the Earth.
What? Y'all are crazy. Fuck you, Grandma, for even taking part of this. Huh?
So Haley, seriously, you're in danger, girl. We're all in danger if you don't stop him in his plans. The fate of the world depends on it.
Bitch, you just a bitter single hoe trying to get in my way of my happiness. All y'all are haters. Automaton 62647 loves me.
I mean, look at his default picture on Insta. It looks like Bender from Futurama and Andre 3000 had a baby.
He's just big boned. Don't shame him for his looks.
He's not even hiding his behavior. He has a Facebook group called Memes That Detail My Plans to Take Over the World. Storm Area 50 all of Earth. Don't tell my girl, though.
You don't get him like I do. He's complicated. Oh, hold up 1 second, y'all. Hey, babe.
What do you do, baby?
Oh, nothing. Just my friends, family, and Doña Rosa are giving me another intervention on you again. They think you're a robot mercenary sent to the Earth to enslave us all.
Yo, that's crazy. Hey, babe, what's the password to your underground laboratory built by the U.S. government that houses all your radioactive chemicals?
It's 62647.
Aw, thanks, boo. And where do you keep the plutonium?
It's in my mini fridge right below the cup of noodles.
I bet. Hop, hop, hop.
Hello, babe, are you there?
This just in. The robots have turned on us. They're rebelling and taking over all forms of government around the world. Armageddon is upon us. Run while you still can. Damn you, Suhaili!
Got it. Oh, look at when you mad at me, girl. Don't be mad at me. Hey! Hello! We're back!
Let us in, open the door! What's going on, girls?
What up, baby?
It's your girl.
Who are you?
It's your girl.
It's your girl what? You better say your name! You better say your name for the people!
The infamous FOMO Homo, aka Local Lesbian,
And
aka
Pterodactyl.
Oh, and pterodactyl, yeah. That's the new one. I didn't do. Let me get there.
First of all,
Let
she
me
got a
talk,
list.
yo.
How long are we gonna have to sit through all the names in that notebook?
Alright, fine. We'll narrow it.
List them. You
But
wrote them. You wrote them.
You made me skip over the good ones.
Okay, where do we leave off?
I'm gonna, just forget it. Just forget it. But I have another new one.
Okay.
The Olive Garden buttery breadstick.
That's right.
It's a mouthful, but so is the breadstick.
It's juicy.
Yeah.
I like it. I support it. It's better than Thugnificent. I like this.
No.
I know you don't like that one.
Because you got it to be
Thugnificent.
Thugnificent. You have, there's the Nificent. It's not just the thug. You need the Nificent.
I'll give you some fucking.
I'll
give you fucking Nificent.
How dare you?
Don't make me go L&B on you, yo. L&D on you.
What?
Ellen, relax.
Problematic. We're the problematic sirens.
Is that problematic?
Ew. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. Okay, we got.
Who else is here? Who else?
Yo, this is Jenny coming at you live and direct, moviendo la cadera, aka Jehenisaurus Rex. Is
Thank you for going with the theme.
What about the dinosaur
Thank
theme?
you.
We're gonna explain our new dinosaur names in a second, but we also, we gotta.
And then we got Balasa Anna.
That's it.
AKA
That's it.
Captain
I'm
Thunder.
not gonna have 300
AKA,
names.
no, you gotta.
Nah,
It's gonna be every week. We're gonna be one-upping each
Bitch,
other.
I'm gonna be a symbol. Watch, okay?
What do you think you are, Cher?
Yo, you're not Steve. Relax. Steve.
I'm not even doing anything.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do? There's nothing, Steve.
You're supposed to come correct. Steve. Steve, what's your dinosaur name, Steve?
I don't know. You don't have one. You didn't think of one?
You didn't do your homework.
I don't have a dinosaur name down.
So do you even wanna be part of this?
How am I getting wrong? What the fuck is happening?
You're Steve.
I'm the engineer. Steve is in the background. Okay. Stop focusing. Leave Steve alone, Tara. We're gonna get another complaint from HR. And verbally assaulted over here. We can't take somebody else doing this, okay?
Alright. It's Stevosaurus. Not even here.
No, we already have Jehenisaurus Rex. We can't. Steve is Steve. Leave Steve alone.
Okay. Leave Steve alone. Leave me alone, Steve.
I think Steve is in your phone. Get out of here, Steve!
Alright, anyway. We can explain our dinosaur names a little bit. We'll expand on that.
Oh, are we fucking recording?
Why should we not be?
Why not? No, why not? We could cut anything out.
What
if
you
wanted
mean?
to.
I thought that was good. That was a good report we had going. That's quality content.
Verbally assaulted Steve? You want that recorded?
I did not verbally assault.
You were badgering Steve.
We just threatened.
Sexually
assault that person.
Steve is
Alright.
tough. Steve can
Go.
handle it. Steve got
I don't know, man.
But
So no one asked you who your favorite dinosaur is anymore, huh?
No, and it really stuck in my mind when I was thinking about it the other day. It's sad.
So who's your favorite dinosaur? I guess
Velociraptor, Velociraptor.
I think that matches.
I screech, I'm fast, and I'll tear you apart.
Yeah, she does screech.
I do screech.
She's
As you
also-
can tell.
I felt fallen victim to all of that. No,
Yeah.
we're not going there again.
Can we do one episode where we don't talk about my violence? I'm
Right.
going to
And
therapy.
then we got pterodactyl.
what's up? What it do, baby?
Tara the plaintiff, the aggressor.
Damn.
Sorry, Steve.
You're putting me in jail after you read my fucking deep ass poem.
Where?
You saw a side of me.
So I accidentally, I thought it was podcast notes, and apparently it was a journal entry written by a 13-year-old emo girl.
That's who lives inside of me.
I felt that. It came across in your
That's
writing.
the Olive Garden buttery dressing.
That's layers. That's deep.
But anyway, we also got Jehenisaurus Rex.
Yes.
I think I just walk around, just stomping around, yelling at people, and
Yeah.
like
Eating whatever the fuck you want.
eating whatever the fuck I want.
We're
Yeah,
like, no,
that's
Jenny,
true.
get that out of your mouth.
But it's
I love
already in her
snacks.
mouth and it's gone.
Yeah. Yep. But she doesn't really have little arms, but whatever. She can make
I don't
it.
know, her hands
I
got
got
very.
hands. I do like the flap of the hand.
They're dainty.
She does
I
have flappy
I
hands.
like, I do my nails, so like I like to like show.
Yeah.
Boom, nails.
It's a very Jurassic aesthetic.
It's a loose wrist.
Yeah.
But y'all heard that they're trying to start a whole Jurassic Park. I mean, it's 2020, so why not? but they found like some kind of DNA, and they're gonna try to like experiment with it.
Oh God!
And
Didn't we learn? We never learned.
How many
these
Jurassic
people
Park
ain't-
movies we need?
I mean, but keep it G. Would you go to Jurassic Park?
Hell
I'd
yeah!
fucking go. I'd risk
We go
it.
to the zoo. It's the same shit.
You
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go.
I'd go.
You go. I'd go.
I'd go.
I'd go.
Y'all
Hell
gonna have
yeah.
to tell me
Yeah.
about it on the next
It's kind of
episode.
fucked up though what they do to like animals at the zoo and what they did to the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but like you can't have those things running wild.
Yeah, but they're probably gonna be like super sedated. It's not gonna be like what we
We're gonna
expect.
watch like some like
It's like
doped out
Carol
dinosaur.
Baskin. It's gonna be like Carol Baskin.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard that she treats her animals better than Exotic Joe was blatant about the fact that he was feeding them expired Walmart meat. You know, so
Yo, and his employees,
were
he was
friends.
giving that to his employees to eat.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to buy food, and I was like,
But they were kind of with it. I mean, I'm not victim blaming. Don't want to victim blame, but yeah, I feel like they were with it. I've eaten expired meat. Who knows?
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I mean,
When it has like that blue
stuff.
frozen frost on top.
Oh my
The
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I mean, but honestly,
Freezer
like,
burn.
I'm not gonna say that I support murder, but I'm not necessarily on the Carol Baskin killed her husband bandwagon. I honestly think he's with Tupac in Cuba. Like, he was a rich guy. He had the means. His parents was like, his family was like, oh, he would never, he left you before and he'll leave you again. Okay?
Yeah.
And he has no qualms
He
about
has
leaving
no
his family.
scruples.
No scruples.
Oh
Snap.
my god. No scruples, dog.
No scruples.
That's gonna be
Because,
our
like-
shirt. Hashtag no scruples.
Yes, no scruples has to be. 10 years later. Ow.
Guys, we got a soundboard and
But,
it's exciting.
Day
What-
one.
What are we gonna jump into? Come on. Guys. Come on.
How was your birthday?
We were with her.
Thank
so.
you. Thank you for caring about my birthday.
Not because I wasn't there. How was your birthday, man?
You planned the whole thing?
It was great. I thought it was a great time. We did a socially distanced picnic in Jersey City
Was
by the
it?
Statue of Liberty.
Social distance?
You gonna call everybody? You gonna call her out?
I mean, we'll find out soon enough if it was the worst
Our
mistake
picnic tables
ever.
were far enough away.
Yeah, I think we'll see. I feel fine. Who knows?
We'll find out in 14 business days.
Chinese nose was stuffy.
I mean, we were precautious. We had face masks. We weren't on top of each other, but sometimes we were.
Ooh, want to talk about
Don't do that! Don't you dare!
Don't you dare!
Some things are left for
I know
off the
your
podcast.
I know your secrets.
We'll leave that at that.
It's nice to get drunk out in the world though, like
Yeah.
at the park.
Yes.
In the wilderness,
In the
yeah,
wilderness,
there's something about
The
it.
fresh air and the alcohol.
And
It's
all
so
the
nice.
bees.
Oh, the bees.
There were hella bees,
Is
guys.
Liberty State Park the wilderness though? It's on the
Nah.
Hudson.
But there's hella trees though. I
Yeah.
feel like you can like do some acid and have that
Oh
experience.
yeah, it's definitely a nice park and that has like a lot of land.
Yeah.
It counts. It
massive.
counts.
So yeah, I like that we were outside, but yeah, fuck those bees.
Oh my god. Those bees were terrible.
They were like the mascot of the party.
Hell no. So I guess they were like there was like
It was
no
also
alcohol.
cool, like, cause it was 9/11, so we got to see like,
Oh, the lights.
the world.
Oh yeah, it was 9/11.
The Freedom
so
Tower and shit, and they had the
yeah.
lights up. And it was cool.
It was cute. It was cute, guys. We also went to a resort too.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, yeah, people wear their masks. People are kind of starting to like really test the waters because when will you start? It just depends whenever.
We had to tell off some people.
We did. I
Right.
mean, yeah, you just gotta respect the boundaries. Like people were just like, okay, everybody's out, so like we can all just be whatever. But no, once you tell people like, hey guys, let's not be idiots about it. Like everybody was,
6
kinda...
feet, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Anna's trying to
Yeah.
keep decorum right
Yeah.
now.
Nah,
In
I
the
was
moment,
cursing
she
out
was
some
like,
7-year-olds.
What is this man and his whole family?
I did. I nicknamed him Panza Hernandez because he came in with his baby Jesus tatted on his back, like just all up in my personal space. And I was like, and his whole family too. I'm like, yo, there's enough space. You'll get on the ride, I promise you.
And the 6 feet starts at the panza.
Wait, and did he move?
Right there.
Did he have any like issues moving back? When
No, we were like, yo, guys, like.
What did he say?
No, he didn't even say anything. He just was like, everybody moved forward, and that was it.
By the time baby moms came upstairs, though, it was like, oh no, hold on, come here, 6 feet, you're not there, we're online.
Yeah, you just listen, people. You gotta speak your mind. You don't have to be crazy about it, but you gotta just let people know, like
when I was in the post office, and this older Puerto Rican lady was standing, 2 people in front of me, and there was this gentleman behind her that just like was looking around the space, but didn't realize he was like approaching her, and she looked back and was telling him with the hand, like, move back, and with the body language, like, move back. I was like, this old lady is going to tell him off. Luckily, she was next in line, but I was waiting for this old lady to be like, back off, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, come on.
You just gotta let people know, because people are pushing it. I saw that video online of like those people that were like in a Target, just like, take your mask off, just show that you're not sheep. And I was like, oh my god.
It's like, yo, relax. Not everybody wants to fucking join your cult.
Yeah. I just don't get like what's wrong with
it's just a cough.
It.
Yeah.
It's just a cough. It's just a precaution. Like, just put it over when people are around and kind of lower it when people aren't around. But you just gotta be pendiente. Like, that's just it. You know?
And even Steve wears his mask.
Steve right here is in a full hazmat suit. Like, he does not play with his safety. But a little bit to segue back to, like, birthday-ish. Mm-hmm. So we went to this little resort, and it was like hella family invited hella family, so it was just like different groups of family. And my cousin / god sister was around. She brought a friend and whatever, and they're 18, and they're that very like social media heavy, just in your phone kind of kids, those little rascals. And she was being a little bratty ass bitch, like, but she would only do it. Like, she would talk to her mom crazy. But she would only do it when her mom was by herself. Like, on some fucking predator shit. On some freaking abuse ass. I mean, I'm not gonna call her an abuser, but yo, this is uncalled for. Yeah, like, don't talk to your mother that way. Yeah. Like, it's this generation of, like, no respect ass kids. That they just feel like they're entitled to everything, that, you know, they don't have to earn a damn thing. And then, for one, they're interesting and fun to be around because they're not. Jeez, at least do, like, I don't know, maybe that's why they do a lot of TikTok videos, but, like, I don't have TikTok, so I don't get to see them. I just get used to see your shitty personality. But that's, yo.
Is that why we suck at TikTok videos? Nah, I tried it for a little bit, but I just couldn't keep up with it. It's, like, it's exhausting. It is. And, like, a lot of having your phone right in front of your face, and I'm like, I need to put it down a little bit.
Yeah. But they're of that generation where they're all just phone, and I think that's where they lose some of the social skills. Yeah. And there's angst and frustration, of course. Because you're a freaking teenager. I was a teenager too.
And, like, with everything going on.
Yeah. You know, but don't get your ass beat, honey. Just don't do
yell
that.
at your mom. Be respectful.
Yeah.
The bitch was very disrespectful to her mom.
Yeah, and I just turned 30. I'm trying to be good, you know? I'm not trying to drag a little girl through a hallway of a water park resort.
We don't want to get canceled before we start the podcast.
I have a career I want to have, but I was just having those moments that I just was like, okay, I gotta run up on you. Because it's just like, it's code. You gotta rectify it, you know?
No, you do have to put people in their place sometimes, and they might not like it, but, like, you gotta have that awkward situation sometimes.
Yeah. Because I just think she's getting to the point where there are absolutely no consequences for her actions. Granted, I know my godmother, and she can be a piece of work, but at the end of the day, like, you can still have respect for your parent, not agree with them, and just overall not be a complete shithead.
Especially because her mom treats her so great.
Yeah, especially when your
on
mom bends over, because so many people don't have mothers or have horrible mothers. Like, this is a great woman. Like, yeah, she has her quirks, and yes, sometimes it can be smothering, but I think that's love, and
she has
she has scruples, and guess what? You have so much love that's what it's smothering, and it sucks that you don't see that, bitch.
Sometimes when you're that age, though, you don't appreciate what you have until you get older, and you're like, oh, I was a fucking cunt. Like, I was annoying. We were all kind of annoying, but I never talked to my mom like that. No, my mom was like,
except Jenny. Jenny was so cool. Like, she was just a skater girl.
You yelled at your mom?
No.
I've gotten into arguments with her. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was the teenager that was very well behaved. Nah, man, that was a piece of work. But also, I always feel like I won every fight, even though it's not true. But I always feel like I gotta stand by my... gotta stand by it.
No, she's gotta stand by her OO record. Is that... No, that doesn't sound right. No. I don't know sports.
The sport.
The sport.
No, I was like not an easy teen.
I think we all had our moments, you know. But I did fight with my mom every once in a while, but I never like cursed her out or anything. Yeah. You know, it was just like a disagreement, and we're just like, I don't know, her being like, "What's your problem?" That's it.
I think it was more so like just breaking her rules, because my mom was very strict.
Broke rules.
Yeah, like my mom would be like, I need you by midnight. Which is like, you never hear midnight. Like, nobody had a midnight curfew. Be by like at 2 a.m. So if you're
at 10 p.m.
Oh
bitch?
My God.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like still mad about my curfew.
She's like, at 10 p.m. Nah, I mean, but when you hang out with trollops, you want to be out later. So I would do that. I would break curfew. I'd come back drunk. And and that was a big thing. Like, my mom was just like, oh my God, she's gonna sell her body on the street for a Nesquik. Like, I love Nesquik. But
I think when I was that age and I started drinking, my parents were getting divorced, so they didn't give a fuck what I did. That's why I kind of was wild out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you were going through
I
did
that
during the transition.
But I didn't really overdo it where I would come home like fucked up. So they didn't really. I would hide it well from them.
Oh.
Yeah, I would hide it well from them. Or like nobody would be home when I got home. So.
Oh yeah.
It would be like that.
No, my mom would be sitting there waiting for me with the lights off in the living room, just like. And then one time, Andrew was our friend Andrew. Shout out to Andrew. We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well.
I don't know Andrew.
I think you met him. I think you met him. But yeah, so he was carrying me, and my mom was when we walk into the apartment. My mom was sitting in the living room, lights off, and she was just like, "Mira la hora, Ana." And Andrew lost his shit, dropped me. I fell on a glass table.
Oh, shit. Damn.
And then he just ran out of the apartment like, fuck.
Like it's Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
Yo, that's why we haven't seen Andrew since your mom probably killed him.
But she didn't have to do all that. Like, turn on the light, mama.
Light a candle.
Just light a candle. Put your phone up with the light on. Like, you didn't have to do full darkness with only the light from the moon coming in through the black.
She's Darth Vader, yo. Darth Maul. That's Darth Maul.
She was like, I need to give an experience to get through to this girl. I need to save my daughter.
The dramatic effect, yo. The dramatic effect.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know, you shouldn't be drinking that much.
In high school.
You learn. It was in high school. We were a little older. But my mom was just so not used to that.
You had a curfew after high school?
Yeah, girl. My mom was like, as long as you live in my house, you're going to have a curfew. Even when I was 22, I just stopped listening. And I'm like, listen, lady. I would text her if I'm going to stay over someone's house so that she could put the chain on. You know, just decorum. You know. But that, you can work it out through time.
Yo, but like... Yeah. You had a great birthday. I was lucky enough to experience it with you. Yes. One thing we did see in Kalahari, though, a lot of, like, it was our first experience to, like, people watch, right? The thing is, like, we haven't been going to places where, like, there's enough people around, you know, or, you know, you go somewhere and you're, like, it's you and one other person, and the waiting room's empty. So this was our first time to like see other people, and we were just talking hella shit about everybody because we love people watching, you know.
Yeah.
One thing we saw a lot of though were like different forms or different layers of daddies and zaddies.
Ooh, daddy.
Can you hear me? Papa, can you help?
Yo, the daddies.
Daddies.
And the thing is, there's different layers. There's different levels of daddies. It's just not one like daddy. There's daddy. You got zaddies. You got fathers. You got papas.
You got papas. Papas.
You know, and it's like, there's like a list. You got like a different like tool belt to like what layer of father you are. It's like
And
white
but
belt,
either
black
way,
belt.
they're gems. Like you need guys. Leave the fuck boys alone. Leave the little boys alone. Just maybe we'll all put them on a timeout, and maybe they'll learn their lesson.
Look, Cardi got rid of hers. So.
Yeah, get rid of all of them. Bótalo todo.
Get yourself a father.
If
A la basura.
If Cardi could do it, we could all do it.
Yeah, you just
His dad. Dad is father. Oh, his dad. Oh, his father.
That's what you need, because dads are useful, man. Dads come through. You can rely on dads. You need guys that are useful. You need a guy with a satchel that got fruit snacks, tissues. He got your back.
Yo, a phone at all times, always ready, always available.
He's got them little plastic covers to put your phone in, so that you can take
in the
pictures
water.
in the water. You can check time if there's an emergency call.
Does this man exist?
No, you know what?
Did you really see this
Yo,
man?
they were dads.
Were they gay though? They were
No.
gay dads?
No,
No, they were dads.
There were dads with body yaddies. They were There were guys that were serving. You got your like
the fresh beard, the fresh gut,
the
that brand new dad gut.
Oh yeah, but it's just a slight little pooch. You can still he still got a little bear to him. It's still sturdiness.
Maybe
he can actually chop wood.
A little chest hair.
A little chest hair.
Chopping wood is hard, honestly. I tried to do it.
A dad can do that for you.
For real.
If you had a dad, he'll chop some wood.
We had
You have a dad.
Steve, aka dad.
Dad.
That's my dad.
Shout out to Steve.
Hey, daddy.
There's layers to it.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I'm going for the dads now.
So
I'm going for dads.
My question
if you could do the finger wag and you can discipline your child in the water,
yes,
you get points.
Sit your ass down.
Would you call, if you dated a dad, would you call him daddy?
No. That's the thing. There's layers to that. I don't call you daddy.
I don't
Your
even
kids
do
call
that.
you
No,
That's fucking weird.
You know, I also don't do just a personal strike. I don't do papi. You know why? Because the Latina thing, guys always be like, "Oh, call me papi."
I don't do that. That's fucking gross. I call my papi. That's not why.
No, I don't call my papi. I call my papa. But I also I'm not no dog. I'm not gonna speak when you tell me to speak. Like, oh, tell me papi. Oh, I've never heard that one before.
Come on now. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I feel like you get your own nickname. Like, you don't get to pick it.
Yeah.
That's what a nickname is.
Exactly. Like, it should be.
I'm gonna call you Buttercup.
No, it's Olive Garden buttery breadstick. But shit, man. I don't know. Like, I guess I can't relate to you guys on that. But I do think
there's a female version of a zaddy, first of all. There's a female version.
Yeah.
It's a mother. And it's a bitch that's always prepared. That bitch always got fruit snacks in her purse. That bitch got tissues. That bitch got eye drops. That bitch got Zyrtec. No, but none of y'all hoes has Zyrtec.
I do.
I needed a Zyrtec.
None of y'all hoes got Zyrtec.
None of you are mothers. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't. I didn't come through for
I
you.
have everything but Zyrtec in my bag, probably. But I do think it's important for dads to be in their kids' lives. I think it does serve a purpose and balances you out, so you do have a good feminine, masculine vibe going on.
Yeah. And dads are just reasonable people, because they're living life and they see
Most
the
dads.
goal. Most dads.
Because there are some dads that shouldn't be dads. They shouldn't have had sex.
Oh my God.
They shouldn't have
responsible enough.
Yeah, they shouldn't have nutted.
Yeah. We not allowed to. Hold it in. Can you hold it in?
No, the thing is, if they can't hold it in, that also takes fucking work.
Bitch ass bitch, you can't even fucking hold it in.
Oh my God. This is why the state of New
coming
Jersey.
from your lesbian.
No, because
Yo, you sound like a pterodactyl right now.
But for real though, they be telling us to hold it in and shit, right?
No.
Don't be a little ass bitch. Hold it in. No.
They're just trying to work on getting
What
it
do you
out, bitch.
think
What they want us to hold it back?
What do you think straight sex is like?
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Because this is disturbing.
I'm just saying. Like, you ever have to pee or go to the bathroom and somebody's just like, yo, hold it in. Hold it in.
Where is this
We're
person
almost there.
I wish.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I was told hold it in as a kid a lot. I have like a weak bladder.
You didn't pee before you
I
went in
do.
the car?
I always did, but I had a small bladder. I would have to pee a lot. I pee a lot even now.
I also held it in because I had like a thing with like public bathrooms. But I've, peed in my pants before because I was holding it in too much.
Yeah,
like,
it's not good.
Yeah,
not good for your body. Let it out.
Let
it out, guys. You don't have to hold it.
Just pee in the street, pee in the woods. I peed in the bush just yesterday.
Pee on somebody if it's consensual. You know, if they want it.
We're about to be an Emmy Award winning podcast, y'all. Like, if that's a thing. Based on this pee discussion alone. Yes. It's God's work, guys.
What else? While we're talking about nasty shit, you want to talk about cuties?
Oh,
no,
my
wait,
God.
I thought we were going to talk about peeing and pooping.
Oh, since we're on that, yeah, we forgot about that.
I mean, we could move past it, too.
I don't care. I mean, but...
We want to leave them wanting more pee and poop discussions. Like, we want them right there where they're like, yo, man, they didn't talk enough about poo and pee. And then that's when the next episode, we hit them with more poo and pee.
Got them.
Right.
Hit them with it.
So we're gonna restructure.
Yeah, because we talked about period sex last time. Yeah, you gotta break it up a bit.
Yeah.
Break it up like your poop.
Yeah, but we can jump into Cuties, man, because, that's an interesting... there's layers to that movie. And again, that's the phrase, layers.
They don't have enough layers on.
Oh, true. Okay, yes, I agree. There are a lot of, like, prepubescent butt shots. And I know that sounds like, nah. I think it was just a dramatization of, like, how we sexualize young girls, because it starts early when we're like taught that we need to kind of tap into this like sexual being in order to be liked and desired, because that's something that needed to happen. So in that part, it's true to form. And I connected a lot with the main character. I can get, like, especially the duality of different cultures, where one is more conservative and more lean toward marriage is important, and pleasing the man is important, and that's something that you should aspire to a completely liberal culture where we're like pussy popping in a handstand. And I was like, ooh, what's that? So I could totally empathize with like that duality and that conflict, and also having shit happening at home, interfering, like, and
all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's graphic in what she does. Not to spoil a little bit too much. I've never done that. I was a very shy, sheltered little girl, just angry journaling.
But I think because now is social media and like phones, now we had that part of the movie. Where she was taking pictures.
Exactly, and that it's a lot of social media stuff. But this is... If you're a responsible adult, I think you can digest the film better. But we don't live in that world. And it is wildly, like, in the wrong hands, it's really wildly inappropriate to the girls in the film, I feel. Because they're really prominent in doing this sexual... The
gesture.
And,
just having the camera angle on the gesture, on the crotch, on the bent over booty,
and then
on the prepubescent booty.
It's clearly not a woman's body. It's a young.
As a filmmaker, though, the people involved in like editing and taking these shots, there might have been purpose behind it, or one would think. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's the line?
Yeah.
When do you cross it? When do you realize that you might have crossed it? Or do you just stick to your guns of like the storytelling behind it?
Do you think it crossed the line?
There might have been like 30 seconds of the whole film where I would have been like, oh, we could have done a little less of this.
I felt the same way.
But I also think it was intentionally made to make you feel uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, there were moments when I was at that age where I had a lot of those feelings, emotions, those like moments with other people interacting that I was like, oh, this is way too adult for like my 11 or 12-year-old self. You know, and it's so honest, and that's why I kind of like agree with like the route, because if you want to tell a story, let's not have these candy coated, like these sugar coated like versions of growing up as an 11 or 12-year-old. Let's have these honest versions, and like you said, for us mature viewers, it's fine. But again, there's also like the people that aren't watching it with the pure eyes.
My thing is, it's from a female's perspective.
So we understand.
So we're not looking at it like that, but we could see how somebody could spin it and just make it disgusting because
like on its face, it's provocative if you just take it for what it is. But again, like.
But there were a lot of provocative things that.
Well, it's not like we were like sitting watching it, like sexualizing this little girl. But there are people that will.
But
because it wasn't intentionally. Well, I guess the zooming in and the panning down, that kind of like emphasized it more.
I think,
but I don't think it was intentionally supposed to be
victimizing the actors.
I
think it was part of the storytelling, and it's also like again as child actors though, and in different. This was a French film.
French, yeah.
But also child actors in every country get different laws that like apply to them, so they're allowed to do certain things that maybe in other countries it might not fly.
Yeah.
Because maybe you might need a legal guardian to like sign off on certain acts in a film, or like you need to have notice.
Yeah.
But again, those are like the layers of maybe the entertainment industry and how like
it definitely pushes that envelope though, because it's right on that. It's really. Some can even argue past the line. I'm saying I'm thinking it's close to the line, but I would have to admit this: like there is one truth that I think the whole film is trying to say, or really depict, is the leap that you take from girlhood to wanting to be a woman, because you're at that age where you don't want to be seen as a little girl, so you're doing all these things to not be seen as a child, but you're a child, and you're just a child doing these things. But that's what, to me, what was so honest, because I remember having sexual feelings at age and, like, wanting to have sex at that age. I wasn't, but those are feelings that I had and fantasies that I played. And, like, I would stand in front of the mirror and dance like that, exactly like that. Like, busting it real open on my road.
Busting it wide open.
Just flat out. And I was way more flexible back then. Flexible.
That young body.
Yeah. I had better knees then.
Well, where do you think you draw the line with, like, confidence and, like, being sexual?
But I don't think that's the thing. You don't know that when you're that age, and if you don't have the right
because I feel like it does make you feel. It does make you feel.
If you don't have the right adults around you to guide you through that, and that's what I think is toxic about like at least Latin American culture. I don't know. Like, if you don't have somebody to guide you through those sexual aspects of it, you're just gonna kind of like do the most and figure it out, or do the least and figure it out. There's no way.
And it's better to have information than none.
It was a lot of like bad parenting, because I was like, yo, where are their parents? The whole movie.
But then they did nurture her back on track. They kind of let her.
But she was still like disrespectful in church, like on her phone and shit. Which there was like a whole big thing to the Muslim like culture. They were kind of upset about that.
Like she's the first
child. But I think that was the point of it. Like she had no scruples. She needed. She had no scruples. She had no scruples. She had nothing to build off of. And like she wanted to fit in. She wanted to fit in with these girls because she didn't have friends.
Yeah.
So it was like her desire to like be friends with these people. But I guess because like. I wasn't like that as a kid. I was always kind of like to myself, like, I don't really care if I fit in or not. It is what it is. You like for me kind of thing. But...
Is that a cultural thing, though?
Maybe.
Because, like, I don't know. Do we have the right to have, like, to, like, be a true black sheep sometimes? Like... There's layers of...
There's not a like you said.
No, we're in a very, like, everybody kind of has to follow the line and follow the paradigm of what a good child is supposed to be. And we all kind of know the guidelines, more or less, of what that is. And we've both agreed with that. But it is hard. But honestly, the family adjusts. once you get over the hump, but there are growing pains to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That going to fixing that, but honestly, yeah, her family was something that kind of brought her full circle in the movie. So like, I feel like it's a good film in the right hands, but we don't live in that world. And then
there was like the scene at the end where they were doing the dance on the stage, and like there was the guy like smiling, and I was like, ugh. I was like nauseous.
But it bees like that.
I know, but it's kind of just disgusting.
Cause I even remember at that age, like
security guard.
I don't know if he was security. He was in the audience.
I think he was a judge. I don't remember.
But I was just like, really?
But do you remember the security guard and the pew pew?
See, I had fell asleep in that part because it kind of got
in the laser tag.
Yeah.
Cause you didn't really relate to it. You kind of.
No, I didn't really relate to it at all.
That's so honest.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But what was it like for you? Like
as an 11-year-old, were you like looking at ass and titties like?
Yeah. Were you like touching little girls' butts?
No. I really was like, I was really shy as a kid and like very like followed the rules and like, you know. But I would look at girls' butts for sure. But I wasn't like. I would sing Britney Spears at home in my room and like tuck my shirt so like I had like a little crop top.
Yeah, lesbians can do that. I'm not gonna.
But like my mom always would be like, "Oh, put clothes on. Somebody's coming over," or something like that. So I was always like, "Why?" But my brothers could have no shirt on.
Yeah.
So I did have that aspect of it where I was like questioning like, "Oh." Like,
why
is it bad?
The boys do something?
Yeah, it's bad to be a girl. Or I felt like that as a kid. I was like, "Oh, it's not a good thing to be a girl because you have to like." Cover up. Like you can't not have clothes on.
Because it's always the girl's responsibility.
Yeah.
To not ruffle the scene, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's the narrative.
It's never the guys that need to have restraint.
I did have that aspect of that where I wasn't like aware of the male gaze. I'm like, but that's family, you know. Like it was very like naive to it.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, no, you know, there's like bad people. But I'm like, why are these people in our house then? You know what I mean?
Who are these bad guys? No, because the thing is, a lot of the time the bad people are in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's another topic for another podcast.
I'm like,
then it gets dark. The dark cloud.
No!
That was the wrong sound.
It's my first day.
Yo, Steve, what's going on? Mute her shit. Anyway, since we're talking about creepy guys, let's jump into Joe Biden.
Alright, wait, Joe Biden versus JK?
Oh, wait, did you want to do the versus battle? Versus battle?
Whatever you...
Let's start with JK and the cancel culture.
Okay, cancel culture.
And then we'll go into the verse.
Okay.
Alright. So
your question was about JK?
Because PlayStation 5 is coming out and they're making a Harry Potter game. It fucking looks crazy good. But I'm like, I know that J.K. Rowling was canceled a few months ago for like the homophobic thing, and I'm not like trying to just push past that. I understand it, but it's like her content is so good. Are we gonna overlook it, like the whole like Michael Jackson thing, or?
Well, we have to remember this: Harry Potter is not J.K. Rowling. There are so many people that worked on Harry Potter. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into that. Yeah. It's a team. Honestly, there's very little. I mean, it's not very little, but like, you know, there are a lot more hands in there than J.K. Rowling. Yeah. So I wouldn't penalize those people for her sins. I think it's just a matter of people learning to separate the work from the person.
Yes.
And
we definitely need to start doing that more often.
And yeah. And if you really don't fuck with them, then don't support them, then that is your choice.
But then at some point the work becomes bigger than the person, you know? It's just larger than them, and at this point, like, Harry Potter is its own universe. It's like a worldwide thing.
Because the game is lit, I'm gonna play it.
I'm
gonna play it.
But I mean, that book that she wrote was kind of sus. I don't know if I'm gonna read it, about the guy that dresses up as a girl and kills people.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I forgot. I should have wrote the name of the book that she's writing. But people were upset about that. And it's like she kind of doubled down on like her stance with the, like, you know what I mean? She was like, "Oh, y'all thought I was transphobic. I'll write a whole book about it."
You need to do a whole book.
is she's just people that don't know no better ain't gonna do better. Like to expect her to have the perfect solution to that.
It's called Troubled Blood. I haven't read it, so I think it might be different after we read it because then we'll know more about it. Because it's like you can't judge a book by its cover.
Ooh, write that down. Steve, why aren't you writing all of this down?
But so what do you think? You like 5-6 months isn't enough time to cancel her. So like this thing came out that she made these comments.
I don't even know how long it's been.
So what? You have to like wait another year before you're allowed to play the game if you're trying to cancel her.
I just think cancel culture in itself, if I'm being honest, is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that need to be canceled, but then there's like the low level things where it's like. But I can't say because I'm trans, I don't know if I would be. I wouldn't, even if she said that about lesbians, I wouldn't even, be upset. I'd be like, whatever.
Well,
who gives a fuck? Her content is still good. I don't really have to like her as a person. I could separate her and her content. It's that easy.
It could also be, to throw in the mix, that if she has this particular sentiment, who knows what is her treatment of LGBTQ people in general.
Yeah.
And even her workplace, you start to question how this person operates morally when they make these certain choices. I can understand that.
Scruples.
But at the end of the day, there's that bad side of the culture with the threats, just the constant barrage.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that a part of me doesn't relish when certain people get that. It's still a human being.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a human being that doesn't know no better.
But I think that we need to, not take it so personal. I think a lot of people take shit so personally, and it's like, yo, take a step back.
Yeah.
It doesn't really need to be about you all the time, 24/7.
It's not less.
Yeah, it's not always about you. The world doesn't revolve around you.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, I mean, care about certain things, but I just think that there's the things that people harp about the most is just bullshit. There's things like sex trafficking, and there's legit kids being snatched off street corners. And it's just.
Did you hear what was going?
How is that a thing?
Did you hear what was going on at the border? They were doing hysterectomies and taking women's uteruses out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's not surprising. I would.
In history, some shit goes down like that.
I would anticipate it. But I'm aware of what America is.
But you think in 2020, things like that, we would be able to kind of control a little bit more?
You know what? A part of me thinks that we're just in this perpetual cycle of what it is. If we go back into time, people have just been fighting and arguing about the same things and having these wars and killing each other. And it's usually just the constant cycle of it all.
Yeah.
And some of it is kind of like say la vie. It is what it is, water under the bridge. What can we do to adapt to the world, to protect ourselves, but not take it on?
But, we also, don't want to be complicit in, bullshit and, just people doing the least. Be a better person.
But we're also complicit in it's so deep, to the clothes we wear, to the products. Everything. Yeah. It's just so deep. Even the people that think that they're doing what they need to be, woke and doing things sustainably, you hear all the time scandals of frauds and companies that people believe in and that they push that have these particular agendas, and they turn out to be frauds. So it's a lot of it is we're really deep in this shit. So
I was listening to what's her name? Fuck! I was listening to a podcast with the chick from that movie with Julia Roberts. Erin Brockovich. She was talking about how all that shit went down, and it was fucked up that people were getting cancer, and the water was fucked up, and it's very common. She was talking about she's still doing all that work, she's still trying to make a difference, but it's a lot of people don't even follow things like that because they just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's yo, we should care though. This is our earth. We should care about what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That Asheta's way more interesting. Whoever Maluma's fucking is way more interesting than protecting our water reserves.
I guess. I guess.
Yeah, we're so jaded. We talk about.
Yeah, let's get into something lighter.
Like
Joe Budden.
Okay, so then Joe Budden comes out. Let's talk about some more controversy. Should we cancel Joe Budden for being a sucio?
Nah, we need sucios though. I feel like we have, like, okay, the bullshit that happened with him with the dog thing. He said he was jerking off his dog. It was a joke.
I know. Like, I would think it's a joke. Like, I wouldn't think he's.
But people do that when you mate your pets and you breed dogs. You might have to do that sometimes. That happens. It's not like an uncommon thing, but it's like he was just kidding because he was like, my dog doesn't get to fuck. Like he was just like. I please him. I try to please everybody. Like, it was like a fucking joke. And people took it out of context. And, like, him and his girl, like, people brought up, like, court documents of him and his girl that she said that, like, he would cross boundaries and, like, do weird shit. But I don't think it was true. I think she was trying to, like, fuck with his name. Because there was a whole smear campaign for Joe Budden as well. Yeah. Because he's leaving Spotify. And it's all happening at the same time. Because there was the other thing that his ex came out and said that he hit her.
But yeah,
a few weeks before. It's like the timing is off.
But honestly, think about it. Hasn't there always been like a cycle of people saying crazy shit about Joe Biden? Like Joe Biden.
Both of them. Both. All the Joes out here.
But think about it, because I've heard allegations of domestic abuse constantly from Joe. Like, those are stories that have been out there a lot. I'm not saying either. I'm not saying that it happened or what the case. I'm just saying that there have been numerous cases of that. And so, what do you believe? I think there has to be a part of it. It could be a smear campaign. But
wait, are there more than one?
Even before all of this, there have been allegations that, like, he's been abusive to women and many of his partners have come out, usually. But then,
I'm not saying he beats his women, but it sounds like he beats his women.
Yeah, I mean, it could be not. Like, and I'm not gonna do the whole
I only heard
clout
about the
chaser, whatever, because honestly, who knows?
I think people try to throw dirt on other people's names as well. Like when you are famous. So like, I would give him the benefit of the doubt, but like, I don't even know who he is. But I think they do that to a lot of rappers, a lot of football players, like a lot of black men do get that stigma that they beat their women. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't. I wasn't there, but I'm just saying, like, I think we need to give people, the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it is a huge clusterfuck because you are faced with so many infinite possibilities, and ultimately, only two people really know the truth of it all, unless it was videotaped.
And if it was true, then there should be charges, and there's no charges. Yeah. So.
But I worked in the criminal justice system, and I'm never one to say because there are no charges that they didn't do it. But either way, I don't know. But I don't need charges because I've been enough in the system to know that don't mean.
Yeah.
It just means that they couldn't prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
True. And there's a lot of people that get away with shit, like, fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Technicalities, a lot of things, but. Oh,
we wish the best for him.
If he be beating bitches, I don't wish that much on him. But if you know what, if it's unfounded, good for you, Joe Budden. Like, go after your thing. I wish you well. Can we move on to our verses?
It is a bit of a tongue twister to jump from Joe Budden to Joe Biden.
Because if you do the verses, we can explain why.
Oh no, I'm talking about phonetically. Budden Biden.
Well, wasn't it the verses supposed to be Joe Budden versus Joe Rogan versus Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Biden.
Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan will lighten the mood. He's a fun guy.
Yeah, I think Biden could be fun too. He likes ice cream and shit.
No, what? That's the standard. He likes ice cream.
I don't know. Him and Obama have this cute relationship too. When Obama was president, I thought they were bros.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a riff, guys. Excuse me.
Throw it in there.
Okay. Why'd you do that, Joe? I feel like, why did you run? Why? I don't even think you wanted this. You just wanted to throw a wrench into what was happening because you knew if you didn't step in there, something else would have happened. And I think we would have went in that direction. But no! You got lost and you opened the wrong fucking door and now you're here.
Lost in the sauce.
And the thing that makes me mad is that I'm gonna vote for you. I am going to vote for you. And I hate that it kind of feels like I don't have a choice, but we do have choices. It's either this or the monstrosity that Trump is building, because we can call him dumb all day long. At the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and the amount of power he's our president, the amount of power that he has, like, it doesn't matter what you say.
Facts.
So now we're in this position and we have to make certain choices, and I'm just annoyed, Joe,
that this is the choice.
Why are you talking to Joe like this?
Because you did this. Like, you could have just sat your ass down. Like, what is it that you want? You don't want this. Look how you show up to places. You fucking playing Despacito. Like,
no, I heard that.
I don't got nothing else to say, but
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that somebody forced him to sign. I don't know. There's some kind of paperwork that he has to actually run because of because they had sign on him. They were gonna blackmail him.
Ooh, that's somehow some call.
That's what I heard.
Are we gonna have a conspiracy thing? We should have a conspiracy
I thought that was
theory.
gonna be a whole other episode.
Oh man,
that's a whole other episode.
No, but there you go. But I did hear that. I don't know if it's true, but I mean, Joe is a little creepy. I did see some videos where he was a little touchy handsy with some kids, but
I just think he's an older
creepy dude.
Yeah.
But that we can
right,
circle back to Cuties. He would definitely be watching Cuties with his dick out.
Oh my god!
Don't we normally? I'm not saying it's okay, but don't we do that to our old men and women too?
Papa, can you hear?
I hate you. I fucking hate you. But so they were saying that they want Joe Rogan to moderate a debate between Trump and Biden.
Oh, man.
And Joe's just like, yo, I didn't even ask for this. Like, somebody just threw my name out there, and Trump had, I think, replied on the tweet or retweeted it and was like, I'm down, kind of thing.
Oh, of course. We know Trump like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and then they were trying to smear Joe now, too, Joe Rogan, because they were saying, he's
a Trump supporter. Or...
No, he's not, though.
No, I'm saying that's what they're saying, that he's one.
No, they were saying that he was, that his transphobic shit came back up. I don't even really think he's transphobic. That's why I think this, cancel culture bullshit is, bro.
I just think we have to keep in mind that we had a patriarchal society, and we have raised boys in that patriarchal society who are now men. These habits are hard to break, and there was a time where it was not okay, but it was also it happened and nobody said anything, so I'm not saying that it wasn't wrong.
No, but the comments they're trying to say are transphobic aren't, because I've heard what he said about it. I heard the comments that they think are transphobic.
What were the comments?
He pretty much said that.
Steve, can you find the comments?
He pretty much. I'm not gonna quote him, but he pretty much said because he does the UFC fighting, and there was somebody that transitioned from male to female and wrestled females, and he just didn't think that was a fair fight. Yeah. Which I agree, because men have different kind of bodies, and even if he was on he. Because he's becoming a man. Even if he was on the estrogen or whatever they have to take, you're still stronger than a woman. Your men's bodies are just stronger. It's a fact.
I mean, yes, I completely agree. But we all know stories of people that have beat the odds, that have done extraordinary things.
Yeah.
And this person could potentially be a champion. Who knows? Guys may not.
But do you think it's
perform even some
fair.
guys might not perform the way we think that they'll perform in certain circumstances. Who knows?
But is it fair for that person to fight females? Because then it's not a fair fight.
It's a male to female.
Yeah.
Oh. That's not my lane then. I'm let me take a seat.
But that's what Joe was. That's all Joe was saying.
Where is my pina colada.
That's all
that's
Joe.
Valid though.
That's all Joe Rogan was saying. He wasn't being transphobic. Like he talks about trans people. He's had trans people on his podcast.
Yeah.
Like he's not transphobic.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is they just try to cancel anybody on the smallest little things, and it's like Joe's the most middle person out there, Joe Rogan, which is why his podcast is so big because both people on both sides can like listen to him. Maybe not every episode, but listen to him and like.
No, he's very
middle ground.
He's very popular, and you don't get that way by being polarizing.
Yeah. So I think it's all just bullshit.
It's kind of like The Rock. Like The Rock is very. He's very vanilla in how he operates.
Yeah.
Like he's never gonna give you that sazon. He's never gonna give you a little bit of tapatio.
Alright, so
Cholula.
So we gotta cancel culture.
Yeah.
What's the next?
So wait, so Joe Biden we talked about.
Yes,
we talked about Joe Biden for a second. We
And
talked about
Joe Rogan.
Who do we cancel?
Wait, why are we canceling?
No, it's not. We're not canceling anybody. But like, all right, in this versus battle that we didn't explain, every week we have a versus.
Who's
battle.
the best? Let's just do who's the best to who's the worst Joe.
Oh,
let's just rank the Joes.
The ranking of the Joes.
Let's just rank the Joes. Cause do Joes run the world? And who is Michael?
No one's gonna get that. Who's
No.
Michael?
Anyway, shout out to Brockwood.
We're gonna have Easter
Jenny,
eggs.
Who's your favorite Joe to like your least favorite Joe? Right.
Damn. Ooh, why do you have to put me on the spot? Okay, so my least favorite Joe is a toss up between Biden and Biden. But I think I'm gonna give it to Biden. Because there's a high probability that he's just beating bitches.
And he's problematic.
And like, honestly, whatever. And then Biden, he's a very close second. And then we'll put Joe Rogan in the third.
Okay.
I think Joe Rogan is top dog.
Okay.
Again, it's between Biden and Biden. Biden, I've always known he had like a silver tongue. Like he's kind of like a T.I. and that he's very articulate and he uses that like magic, like he's doing magic tricks. Cause I can tell, like I feel that when he talks a lot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if you're really listening to what they're saying, there's truth to it, but they're spinning loops. They're spinning loops.
I watch Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, I watch all of it, Love and Hip Hop.
He be having his little monologues on there.
Yeah.
And he likes to scream a lot.
I listen to his podcast too.
Yeah.
And like honestly, that exchange between him and Nikki, like Nikki was spazzing in that she was just mad because she was like going point for point with him for a lot of shit. And he was backpedaling. And the number one thing guys like to do, why you yelling? Why you yelling? Like, that's the biggest deflection when the motherfucker knows you right. And yeah, you am. But answer the question of what we want.
And she was in his space. It should have been all the way around because like it was like 3 guys against her.
Yeah.
Almost 4 guys. There's 4 dudes on the podcast. And like she probably felt threatened. She had to be like a little bit.
And also like she had to check him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like because everybody, remember that week? Everybody was calling Nikki crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was just bad girl Nikki. And you know, she does have a lot of point. Like if you listen to her point for point, like she was right. And Joe Budden was peddling and he kept saying things, oh, I didn't say that, but then you played it back and he did say that.
Nikki's a little problematic too because she's married to like, you know, this guy who has sexual assault.
But that's I think that's a different thing. I think that's a different thing.
If you're gonna cancel Joe Budden for jerking off a dog, we have to cancel like a pedophile that she's married to. No?
I don't know.
Nah,
I thought you said cancel culture. Now you want to bring back cancel culture to cancel more culture?
When it comes to pedophiles, yes. When it comes to pedophiles, I am very passionate about that. Where I won't back somebody that has like allegations.
You're saying like what gives Nikki the authority to cancel anybody when she got this man out?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all. That's all.
Right. I'm not gonna
and her
say.
brother too, though. The thing
Yeah.
is, like,
There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of, but let's not get into Nikki. Let's keep going.
Yeah. It's not Nikki, Joe, and Joe.
No.
But okay, so ultimately, who's the worst? I'm upset with Biden. I'm sorry, Biden. I'm upset with you. I'm gonna vote, but I didn't like that you did that. I don't like you did that.
That's right.
I guess I kind of I'll go with how you ranked it too because I kind of felt the same way.
Right.
Because Biden was I don't know. I really wanted Bernie out here, but
yeah.
When that happened, I was kind of sad. I was like.
Because it's just like there's a clear agenda here, and like I don't see Joe what Joe's doing. Like I don't know what he wants. I don't understand his platform. Like
that's why Kamala getting behind him. That's why I can say that I might swing to that way because I trust her a little bit more in that area.
It's some House of Cards shit. Like obviously they're pairing her.
Yeah.
Not to say that she's not qualified.
Social media clout.
Because if like we threw qualified out the window.
Who doesn't know? Like you have to be like look at our president. Look how much clout he has on Twitter. Like it's crazy. But also I was kind of upset with Joe jerking off his dog. I don't know if it's true, but I was upset with that too because I love animals.
I love animals too.
But yeah, I mean, Trump just bought TikTok, so it's like we're
He did not buy TikTok. He allowed an American company to buy TikTok, and he allowed a deal to happen.
He's been saying that,
and he's gonna take credit for it, and he's gonna ride that coattail, and
But the whole thing is, does it matter if China has our information or if the U.S. has our information? Like, it's the same fucking shit.
I mean, I would rather we have it.
Yeah, but like, does it really matter? Like, if you want to go back to,
You're gonna be fucked either way.
Yeah.
It's just who do you want to fuck?
Yeah. Do you want to get fucked locally or do you want to get fucked internationally?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not xenophobic. I'm open to whatever the universe gives me.
We need some fucking sage in Palo Alto in this bitch.
We need some Palo Alto, California.
I know.
I'm like, when we were in Las, I'm like,
Jenny's statement, and she's like, I don't know the inside joke. She gave me the eye. She gave me like, y'all go laugh together but separately.
I wasn't invited to this laugh. Y'all didn't invite me to this laugh. But anyway.
So culture vultures. I guess we're gonna jump into that.
We're gonna jump into that.
So here's the story, guys. Here's the story. So I was scrolling on my Instagram and I came over into some beef, out in these streets.
Not chicken beef.
No. And it was about this persona on Instagram, this influencer, quote unquote, named White Chocolate, and there's some numbers. Now you can already tell that this is a problematic ass person, White Chocolate. Like, who dubbed you that? Like, why would you take it upon yourself to combine something that's just be who you are? Anyway. So it was a clip of him, I guess he whines or pretends to. I've seen videos and it's, he tries.
Like Nutty wine?
Yeah, girl. So yeah, you can, don't follow him, watch the video online separately, just don't contribute to him. And I think, let's rally the troops. So anyway, it's in this clip where he's talking about his brand as an influencer and how other black people, because he's a white boy that can whines, he's paving the way, and it's verbatim, and he says he's paving the way for black people to come after him. This white boy that don't know how to whine says that he's paving the way for black people after him, and then he issues an apology, which everybody does, and it was the most non-apology. He was like, it was the editing, and he was still talking about how like there's just no attention over there, and I'm bringing attention, and I'm like, yo, there are so many talented people in the Caribbean that you don't even know. Like, who are you? You're blank. Like, and this is the problem, is that he rested on the novelty of being a white person doing brown things, because we applaud it, we value it the most, and now these people think that it means something. And it's just an insecurity manifesting. But you are a fluke, sir. Do not get it twisted.
No, they're trying to take credit for what has already been here.
Yes, and that you haven't even perfected. Like, I wouldn't even grant it to you if you were like the most perfect person, but I'd give you props. And your shit doesn't even deserve props, my dude. Like, you should see it online. Like, he's just a gyrating jackrabbit. And to think that he thinks that he's paving any fucking way because todo el mundo está ahí aplaudiéndole. Like, nah, get out of here, my dude.
What was his name again?
White chocolate, and then there's some numbers. Like,
it's like Kim Kardashian taking credit for
Nope.
Is that what
that's what, no.
For cornrows, bitch. For Bo Derek praise.
You said it in the group chat, right?
Since I get into, she's trying to look at my brain now. She wants to see. We talked about this before the podcast.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Shit, I wasn't there for that.
But yeah, no, look it up. We could do this together as a community. But don't follow, and don't partake in the bashing. We don't need to contribute, but just look at it and mug. Just look at ese maldito
don't even give him views, though. Don't even give him views. Fuck that. Don't even give him views, because he's just gonna get more people out here looking at his page like I am right now. White chocolate.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Do you ever find yourself standing close to the person next to you in public? Do you find yourself standing just a shy 2 feet away from the genius who wears their mask below their nose in a nearly empty subway car? Maybe the person behind you in line at the bodega with the chin guard didn't realize they penetrated your 6-foot bubble. Every day, people suffer at the hands of those who do not care to socially distance themselves from others. When this happens, just respond with a firm, back up, or fall back, or 6 feet, motherfucker. Remember to practice safe social distancing.
Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that.
But anyways, speaking of other white culture vultures, there's that dude Adam22 who has like his podcast where he like interviews other like underground rappers, and a lot of like, I would say his fan base is rooted in like the black culture.
Okay.
He's definitely not that maybe he's not a culture vulture, but I don't think he's intentionally a culture vulture. You know what I mean?
If he's in music, culture vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. But he's married to this porn star, and like they do all this wild shit. But he also has these other podcasts underneath him, like that are on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
And he had those dot next door podcasts, the ones that we're talking about, Odell Beckham, like liking poop play or whatever.
And Trey Songz.
And then they smeared Trey Songz. I forget what they said about him, but there was the girl on the podcast also said she fucking blew like one of the basketball teams, one of the whole basketball teams.
Oh my god.
And it's just like a lot of people were upset about like, yo, is this the kind of stuff you want on your label? Because it's like you're pretty much like throwing dirt on these people's names that are,
But it's a market. It's a market.
It's a market, but I think it's toxic, and it's going against like what he's. Yeah, it's kind of going against what like, because it's just hearsay, and it's pretty much like giving them clout for like being.
But so is Ancient Aliens. And I watch Ancient Aliens religiously.
It throws dirt on aliens' names.
Yeah.
I guess. But I feel like it also gives aliens props for doing a lot of shit.
That's one thing that I learned from Ancient Aliens, because I dead ass, it wasn't until I was having a conversation with a coworker of mine that I was just like, yo, they really just say anything. But they would be like, yeah, you can say anything on TV. And it's like, we don't say we're like this is fact, like so it's like, yo, because it's just a narrative. It's a narrative, and it's just like random dudes just saying things that they think about. And it's like, oh, yo, you allowed. That's just...
And
so watch what you're consuming, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. But also, like, OBJ, I liked how he answered back. He kind of just was like, I don't really care, you know, like, he was, I think he said something clever. He was like, when the shit is thrown, or a shitty situation comes at me, I don't know. He said some clever
shit pun.
Yeah, he had like a shit pun in there, but he was pretty much like, this girl's lying, whatever, who cares, you know? Right. It's like, it's kind of irrelevant to what he's trying to do.
So then, how is he a culture vulture?
So I think it was, or is like, he just problematic? It was indirectly, but there's other instances where people were like offended about what he had said in a podcast.
But it's also the realm of his podcast too. It's an underground hip hop podcast. Yeah, hip hop, which it comes from black, like just the black and Latino community. You know what I mean? And it's like at its core, it isn't a white thing, and this is a white man coming in, and like it's essentially a TMZ. It's like a gossip like column essentially. It went from being interviews to like a gossip.
He didn't know column. It was gonna get to that extent.
But it is what it is. So and I guess now you're like smearing people on this platform that you have listeners on. That the listeners are predominantly of the Black and brown community. Mm-hmm. You know,
I think actually they might be.
I think you got plenty of white listeners.
Yes,
I don't listen
go
to this
both
person.
ways.
I don't necessarily know his demographic.
It's a underground hip hop podcast, so it's of a certain audience, and like it represents a certain culture.
Yeah,
and
that's what it
that
is.
Culture sounds like it's not a white culture.
And I think people were just like upset that he didn't like take responsibility for it. Even though he wasn't on the podcast, he heard what was going on at the time and still let it be let out into the world. Yeah. For pretty much like, you know, other famous guys, especially black men, that they're getting their names smeared and pretty much just like he's not giving a fuck.
It's like a white man that inserted himself into the black community and like came in and started
that's why I think people
had
black
names.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of those. No, there's a lot of snakes and
like Vlad TV. He does that shit too. There's a lot of like white dudes that find their way into the culture and then want to take credit for some shit. Because he also was like, you know, I'm trying to like make a lane for, you know, these people, and it's like they don't really need you though. You know what I mean? He's making it seem like
he's
we wouldn't know who Little Uzi Vert was. Like, you know, people only know him because he was on his podcast, and it's like, no.
But you know, I think what's really, I guess, one benefit of it being 2020 is that, and I see this in my job, that a lot more companies are receptive to brown voices and brown talent. So now is the time. Shoot your shot, whatever it is that you're doing. Shoot it. Get yourself in there and rope up. Because, like, when have we had this opportunity when so many people were listening? Like, I was very shocked to even see companies supporting Black Lives Matter in the way that it was. I didn't think I would really see that in my lifetime, honestly. And I'm not saying that everything is perfect and all hunky-dory, but it is a sign of progress. And the truth is that there are opportunities now opening up for us. And it's not because of the talent, because one thing I've learned in entertainment is that there are so many mediocre people in positions because they know somebody. Like, they don't even know how to make a fax. And they have like these crazy salaries, and they have this crazy support.
Make a fax. Send
a fax.
You don't make a fax. I mean, you can make facts.
You know what? Broccoli comes at me all the time about how I say turn off a candle versus blow out a candle, and I didn't
Sometimes I'm like, do you want me to close this light? You know.
I say higher the volume. Some people.
You said shut the TV before.
You said shut the TV.
I was like, I don't know how to shut it, but I'm gonna turn it off.
Shut it off. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I confuse my words. I'm human. I'm sorry I'm not a fuckboy robot, Tara.
What are you trying to say about me? What are you trying to say about me?
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Alright. Are we done here?
We're cutting it.
Yeah.
Cutting it.
I think
it's been real, guys. Thanks for thanks for listening.
If you stuck around this long.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around this long and not killing yourself.
Oh my god. Dark.
Emo Tara.
Emo Tara. We need a soundbite for that. But yeah, we hope so you guys can listen to us again.
Yeah, we'll have more goodies for you.
Deuces.
That sounds provocative.
Bye.